Hey guys, Artosis here with another CasterMuse Narak Star League Season 4 game. This is from the third place match, and it's game number 2. We have BishOp in the top right against yabsab in the bottom left. BishOp is up 1-0 in this best of 5. He won a nice macro game on Polypoid using a lot of battle cruisers at the end. Kind of a developing style right now. We used to see a couple battle cruisers for harassment purposes, but nowadays sometimes seeing just like a bunch of battle cruisers later on to try to take out bases. So very cool stuff. This map, of course, very, very different. Eclipse. Eclipse being a 2-player map with only 2 main bases that lead to naturals makes expanding really, really different. Like the third base is pretty straightforward, but taking the fourth, you have to go pretty far away from anything that you already have. So that definitely can impact the way the game is played. I feel like the map has been pretty Terran favored overall, but honestly, I think Zerg does well on it. You have to play like a slightly alternative style, like a little bit more unit heavy, and kind of like keep aggression on while you take your fourth base. But it seems like Zergs have adapted to it quite well. Now, looks like yabsab just going to scout out this way with the drone, probably just to check. This is a buildable area for barracks, as is right here. So I guess this is a good way to go and make sure that you're not getting 8 racks or something. Of course, we can see BishOp over here throwing down a wall in. He's only going to have a hole right there that you can just stand some Marines in. So this kind of allows you to get by without making any sort of bunker or anything like that. It's very, very good against any sort of mid-game Zergling aggression. And it can kind of hide what you're doing, right? Like if you don't need to make a bunker, you don't need to make many Marines, then you can do things like tech up in your main base after your command center, which generally is not really doable otherwise because it's too much of a gamble. We see the drone of yabsab actually getting a lot of harassment done. Oh, he ends up losing the drone. He got so close to killing it off. Just 10 health left over, but BishOp, with the assist from the next SCV coming out of the main base, does take it down. Now, this SCV going to go across to scout. In the meantime, he has started the second bunker, or the second depot, because he just has no idea if there's Zerglings on the way. All right, so kind of already an exciting little opener there. yabsab has to be kicking himself. I mean, it's amazing if you kill the SCV and you make lost mining time because another SCV has to come down, but as soon as you lose the drone, it wasn't worth it. All right, the spawning pool is going to be finishing up. Of course, yabsab chasing the SCV as hard as he can here. He wants to kill it off and just deny as much information as is possible. So SCV doesn't really care. It just kind of runs away. I think he's just assuming that it'll be a very quick layer here. That is how yabsab generally likes to play in the matchup. And it is. It's a sub 3-minute layer. Of course, BishOp, I think, will be completely ready. The most important thing for him to do right now, first off, obviously keeping the SCV alive is important. You can notice how he was microing back here. That's going to be the easiest way to avoid a drone because they can't close on you. They can't like go like this, then dive in, if that makes sense. So he made the drone stop chasing him. He still has the SCV, so he can at least check how many Zerglings might be coming at him if he keeps it kind of alive out in the front. Of course, not many Zerglings made yet, and he's not really that afraid of Zerglings anyways because he does have the wall in. Very quick academy this game. Look at how quick this is. Oh my gosh. Normally the academy is finishing around like 4:30. But here he's going to finish it up at about 4 minutes. So that's a big difference. I mean, every second in StarCraft is a completely different game in a lot of ways. 3 Marines coming out to clear this Zergling. But yeah, basically, he's getting stim right away. And there's a possibility that there's a few different things you can do with this. First, you can try to kind of rush in and kill Zerg off very quickly, or at least force a bunch of sunken colonies. In this case, he's adding another racks, so it looks like he wants to go pretty heavy aggression. And if you get an academy this quickly, you can actually get your range upgrade before the mutas are out. And if you can get your range upgrade before the mutas are out, you fight them so much better. Like, Zerg isn't used to that. It's not a very common ploy. It's become a little bit more common lately amongst a few of the top Terrans. But if you have that, basically when the mutas come in to harass your Marines, suddenly you pick 1 or 2 off and they are just like, oh my god, look at that, range is done already. And it's just much easier to micro when the mutas are at lower levels especially, which is earlier on. So there you go. Range already started before the Spire has finished up. The 3 barracks going to be finishing. Of course, he's got this eBay that's going to be finishing just in time for some missile turrets. 3rd base coming up here for yabsab. Yeah, I kind of like this. I like this from BishOp. I haven't ever seen this build. I know that there are Academy rushes out there right now, but this is a very cool one that he is going for. With that wall in, it just kind of makes a lot of sense altogether. Now more Marines and Medics popping out of these 2 barracks. This is going to be a very surprising amount of units. Like every build order that exists in Terran vs. Zerg is actually 2 barracks and then engineering bay and then additional barracks. But to get the 3 barracks very, very quickly here, kind of skipping Marines, is going to give him an odd boost. He's going to have this combination that you're not used to in the matchup of a lot of Marines. I don't know, I keep turning that off. A lot of Marines and the range upgrade, which is not very common. So cool stuff. Let's see how he does. The Muta's coming up. Range is done. He doesn't know yet. Oh, he's starting to figure it out now. Those Marines hitting from quite a distance back. All right, 6 Mutas ready. More flying up. Of course, yabsab is going to have to micro very, very well against this already large force of Marines and Medics running forward right now. Stims chases him away. Notice how he's kind of zoning him back, keeping his Medics alive in the back. And as Stim wears off, he'll go back for the heal. See, there he goes. Going to heal up a little bit. You can't double Stim or the Mutas will just massacre you. All right, so he's healed up at this point. Stims again as they come in. Pick one off already. See, we're not... Like, that was 9 Mutas. This is not even a full group at this point. yabsab does some nice micro there. Gets rid of a single Medic. A little group of Marines going down the other side as well. Ooh, that was a great volley. And here we go. A full group of Mutalisks now. A lot more being made as well. One gets picked off, but he is going to be able to kill off this group. In the meantime, this little group of Marines, like, I think he's counting on this to do a lot. Yeah, see, it gets caught. The 4 Marines stemming forward towards the space. They're trying to get in here to kill drones. He splits 2 off and 2 up because he knows he's not going to get anything done anyway, so you may as well hide a couple units on the map. In the meantime, these Marines, yeah, they try to stem towards that natural kill drones as well. yabsab has very effectively cleaned up all the Marines. Loses 1 drone, doesn't matter all that much. Honestly, I think that this was very well handled from yabsab. All right, now we have... Wow, like BishOp's build is really cool and really good. Look at this. He hasn't overmade turrets. He's making a lot now that he lost all his Marines. But he's getting into double starport very, very quickly here. So he's going to have the next level of tech. In fact, I see that an armory is being built right here. So he's going to have Valkyries out to deal with these Mutas. This is awesome from BishOp. It really feels like he has come super prepared for this matchup. Doesn't have any turrets around these depots, so it looks like we're going to get a supply block for him. He's going to want to deal with that as quickly as possible. Still has the 3 barracks, and look at this. Look, oh my god, yabsab really diving upon mass anti-air right now. Ooh, BishOp gets the repair off on that turret before it falls. So painful. 5 turrets at the natural. A couple Marines coming in as well. Yeah, look at that. yabsab, I mean, his Mutalisk micro is fantastic. And he's still making a lot of Mutas. So, like, he's actually starting to get a ton of damage done. Look at the amount of Marines and Medics that he's actually slaughtered. But 2 Valkyries are on the way, and he doesn't know this. Like, he probably knows that there's starports. Okay, he gets in, and now he's going to see that armory. Ooh, this is going to be scary for him. When those pop out, he is going to be in for a hard time with this mass Mutalisk composition that he has right now. I think we should see a Hydralisk Den get started at this point, because... he's not going to be able to stop Mass Valkyrie. You know what? He's waiting for them to pop out. He's going to try to dive upon them. All right, they come out, and he's actually in the wrong position. Oh, my God. Just gets destroyed there. All right, more Mutalisks have come up. He is making some Scourge, and we see now a Hydralisk Den as those 2 Valkyries pop out. Some Lings coming in, but yeah, with the Valkyries here, the Mutas are just going to get destroyed. The Lings help out quite a bit. No question there. Like, the Lings did a lot, but look at the amount of damage that the Valkyries just did. They each have 2 kills, and I mean, obviously the Marines and turrets cleaned up some more as well. And he's about to have 4 of them. So air dominance goes completely to BishOp at this point. We do have +1 attack on the mutas, but that's not... Like, if he had +1 carapace, he could fight the Valkyries a little bit better, but as you can see, oh my god. The Mutalisk being absolutely destroyed. An S-tier unit, no doubt, these Valkyries. Still a lot of aggression coming out of yabsab. Notice he's even building a bunker because he realizes, oh, I mean, you know, I could run out of Marines. He's only producing 3 at a time right now. It is a little bit late for those additional barracks. But now that he has the bunker up, he still has some medics. He's retained a couple of the Valkyries. Science facility on the way. Looks like he's going to have another Valkyrie pop out. We need to see something else. yabsab cannot stay on just these mutas. They just aren't working anymore. And like he is making Hydras. He's about to have the lurker upgrade. So I think he can get lurkers up before anything comes across the map. But like, what are the lurkers going to do? I guess he could try like a hold position lurker strategy, but his drone count isn't that high. He's on 24 drones. He's played a very aggressive game. So I think he actually has to try to get the lurkers to catch the Marines, right? Like, you're kind of late on science vessels here, so maybe he like burrows the lurkers in an interesting location, hopes the Marines go over them. Maybe he gets a contain up against the Marines. Nothing seems all that likely, because if you just turtle with lurkers, like you put 2-3 lurkers here, put some lurkers here, yeah, you won't die for a bit, but you're kind of slow on your hive tech, right? We don't even have the Queen's Nest yet. So that's going to become very, very difficult. But mass lurker? Yeah, I like that, actually. I think that's a really smart play here from yabsab. Let's see if he brings them forward. Yeah, he is going to. Okay, yabsab really kind of aware of what he needs to get done here. Picks off a single Marine coming across the map. Still trying to utilize these mutas as best he can, but against 3 Valks, of course, that is going to be a bit tough. Clearing out some of his turrets that are stalking the mining. And he knows about the lurkers, okay? So he knows that they're here. He did a scan. He picked one off. So he can't just break through this, but at least he knows it's there. Because if you walk over hold position lurkers and they kill your army, that is where yabsab's going to pick up a win. All right, well, he flies forward. I love this from yabsab. Look at that. He's actually pushing him back beautifully. Going to pick off a couple medics. And the Scourge kind of made the Valkyries retreat. There was too much there to gun everything down. So suddenly, yabsab might get the contain up. That's pretty sick, but we do have a siege tank being made. And again, no hive. So at this point, it's kind of turning into a mass lurker contain, and siege tanks will do well against that. Notice he's sieging in a very defensive stance. He knows how aggressive yabsab has been, and if yabsab, like, there's a possibility he just tries to attack in with everything. But against 3 bunkers, and tanks in siege mode, there's no way to break it. Notice he has these Marines outside, by the way. Those are like ready. They can stim and go into the bunker. So really nice setup there. Looks like he will pick off all the Valkyries, so that's really nice. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, now the mutas are actually gaining some value again. I gotta say, yabsab, like, he got into a poor position against the Valks, but he's actually fought back brilliantly, and now he's making a lot more mutas as well. Here we go, the lurker's coming up. And you know what, with making more mutas, I feel like his idea here is to pick off the siege tanks. Let's see if he's able to do something like that. And, okay, Evolution Chamber, still no Queen's Nest, lots of mutas being made. Of course, we should get a Radiate relatively soon here. He has a lot of energy on some of these vessels. Definitely do not have a Radiate as of yet. Defense Matrix can be really good as well. The siege tanks really putting the damage out. Forcing these lurkers back. More and more mutas coming up. Oh, God! Sorry, I missed that. I'm like, what are they doing? They're just sitting there. But it looks like a little drop. It was just a single dropship. So a couple Marines coming out here, and some Marines going out into the main base. And it looks like he really caught him off guard here. There was no vision on that right side of the map. In fact, he caught him so off guard, like, I didn't even see it happening. But look at this. Here we go. He's going to recharge in because his drone count is gone. D-Matrix goes down on that tank. The Marines will kill off everything trying to kill the tank. No secondary D-Matrix. Does have another tank here, though, to help push out yabsab with almost no drones after that drop. Yeah, this is not one that looks likely to recover from. You really need him to lose a huge amount of his Marines here. Now he has Irradiate as well. He has enough vessels so he can kind of irradiate everything. And here we go, Defense Matrix. I think this is just about the end. Yabsab with so little remaining. Yeah, GG. BishOp goes up 2-0.